There is a report inside of Ontraport that most people don't know about. It's my favorite report in there, and it's kind of a secret. And today I'm going to share it with you on Email Splat TV. Let's go. Hey, before we jump into today's video, I just wanted to take a minute and invite you to a special webinar I have coming up on April 23rd, 2021. Now, this webinar is for anyone who's ever purchased one of my Ontraport training programs. So if that's you, you'll be able to jump on this webinar and ask me anything you want about Ontraport, about your accounts, about webhooks, about custom objects, about strategy, about just anything that's had you stumped, confused inside of Ontraport, maybe something that support couldn't help you with. You'll be able to get on that call and ask me anything about your account. Now, if you haven't purchased one of my Ontraport training products yet, well, hey, jump down in the description below, there's a link, and there you can find out more information about a couple different training programs I have, and then you could get on that call as well. So, hope to see you there, and now let's jump into today's video. Well, as I like to say all the time, Ontraport lets you do anything you want. And this is good, and this is bad, because you can do anything you want, and that's not necessarily the right thing. But that also means that there's many ways to achieve the same outcome in Ontraport. And again, maybe good, maybe bad. And one of the ways that I see people try to get reports is they use the dashboard. Personally, I never use the dashboard. I like to see what's going on behind the dashboard, which is why I like to pull reports from other places inside of Ontraport, because I think I get a better picture of what's going on, and I can manipulate the data so much easier and kind of more granular, right? I can get to right what I need, and I can really dial it in, where the dashboard, yeah, I probably can, but it's kind of a pain. And a lot of people use the dashboard, and that's all right, right? We got good, and we got good. There's two ways to do it. My way is the sales report. So if you go into Ontraport in sales reports, and my specific one that I love is the product sales log. I use this thing every single day. So we're going to jump into Ontraport, and I'm going to show you why I love the product sales log instead of other ways that you could probably pull the same information. All right, so jumping into Ontraport, we can find the product sales log. We go to sales, reports, product sales log. It's going to pull up this information for me. And like I said, I like this report so much better than other places that I could probably gather this same information. And here's why. It's because I have this wonderful filter right here where I can make groups just like I can inside of contacts. Exact same idea. I can make groups of information in the product sales log. And this allows me to sort and filter this thing like crazy, so I can get some really good information inside of this report. So some of the things I can do with it, just super simple. I could just make a list of everybody who's in collections. Here's all my orders that are currently in collections. This Scooby-Doo guy is a real deadbeat. He is not paying. So here's all my orders in collections right now. It's just super simple, and I just did that just by editing a group and saying my status is equal to collections. Really easy. Now, if I was doing this on the dashboard, I would see, that I had, whatever this is, 7 people in collections maybe, and I might see a total dollar amount, but here I can just, at a glance, I'm seeing the people. And if you're like a lot of my customers and myself included, you don't have that many customers. You kind of know them by name, and it's just easy to see that, hey, this guy's in collections, and I'm going to be talking to him next week. So I like this report for a lot of reasons. Other things I can do with this is I can just pull up a specific product. So anything that's got, any specific products, I can just pull up all the sales for that product. And now I can see I had 49 sales for that product, and I can sort it by dates. I can sort it by what they paid for that product, so if I had a price change at some point. And if I wanted to, I could filter out these write-offs and collections. Right now I'm just showing everything, because all I have it set to is just that the product is equal to, oh, and this product doesn't exist in my account anymore, I must have deleted it. So I could also just go in here and filter out these write-offs and collections. The other thing I can do with this is I can look at new sales. So if I'm doing membership or payment plans and I have, you know, multiple month after month versions of the same order for the same person, but I want to see only the first time they bought it, I can kind of do that with the product sales log. Now, it's not perfect. What I've got here is I'm doing this by source. So if my source is manual, I don't want to see that, because manual is what all my payment plans or subscriptions run on. Now, where I said it's not perfect, manual also means that I manually entered it in the system. So if I went in there and logged a transaction, that would also be in here. So if their first transaction was me manually running it for them, or like a check or whatever that I had done, that wouldn't show up. But for 99% of the use cases I run into, this filters out everybody. So I can look at new sales. It's a great way to do that. The other thing I can do, if I get rid of this and just go back, I can look at sales by time. This is harder to do in other places inside of Ontraport, but right here with a click, I can say, you know, I want to see all my sales for this month. And instantly I see that I didn't sell a dang thing so far this month. What if I looked at last month? So if I look at last month there, I can see that my total sales, 650 attempted, 100 actually paid last month. So I like this because this allows me to, again, just pull information about sales, and then I can mix this with these other things. I can look at new sales last month. Didn't have any in this case. But I can intersect these two, my groups with my date ranges, super easy. And so for many client accounts, I have it set up so that we have a group for every product. So I can just come in here and I can pull every product, and then I can look at sales for that product for last month, today, this week, whatever it is, really easily. I can pull up these groups. One last thing I wanted to talk about that a lot of people don't know about this report. So if you have found this report, maybe you're using it. What a lot of people don't know is that I can add a lot of information to this grid just by adding information from my contact. So I can dig through into my contact record, and where this comes in handy is if you're tracking information specific to a program per person, I can pull that up and put it in my column view here and be able to see that. So for a lot of customers, I track the date they started a program. So if I wanted to add that in here, I could add that right in here as a column, and I probably, so here we'll say consultation date because I don't have a program start date specifically for here, but I can add that column in here from the contact record. And of course I don't have any filled in, but if I did right here, so if I wanted to pull up, if I wanted to make groups of product with their start date or maybe their expiration date or whatever it is as a column, I can do that if I'm tracking that date in their contact record. So I can dig through to their contact record and get a lot of great information. Now, where this also comes in super handy is when you want to make a report of all your buyers and you want to pull that in a CSV file. So I can just add all these people here, add all this information here, and I can pull a report. So I can export this. And again, you know, my column view is going to come here by default, but I can add other columns in here. So I could, if I wanted their first name and I wanted to get their last name and I wanted to get, you know, maybe their phone number, I could add all that in here to my report and export it super easy. So this is a place where I can do some great detailed reports on buyers. The other way I use this product sales log reports is sometimes I want to go back and do something with a specific group of people that bought something at a certain time. And that's really hard to find a list of that in contacts. Maybe I can find a list of everybody who bought something, but not necessarily bought it at a specific time, or maybe everybody who's in collections or whatever it is, I want to do something, I want to send them an email maybe. It's hard to make a group of them in contacts. So what I can do is I can make my group here based on any criteria. And oh, did I mention that you can also pull this list based off of criteria in their contact record?
Say what?
So I can dig through to their contact record and I could find anyone who purchased or started this program before a certain date, or anyone who is in a certain state. So if I want to say their state is equal to, maybe I'll find someone with Illinois. Oh, didn't give it a name. Make it Illinois. So if I wanted to pull up a list of those people, so I wanted all my buyers who were in Illinois. Well, if I had a whole list of them, I could export them, and I would probably just export their, got to dig through to contact, their unique, here we go, just their unique ID. So I would export that and then re-import them into contacts with their unique ID and tag them on imports so that I could find all these people who made this particular, who fit this particular criteria that I can only find based off of what they bought or when they bought, or maybe even more specific than that. So I can pull lists of people here and re-import them as a contact, either by unique ID or by email address. I can re-import them over there and tag them on import, and now I can easily find them to send them an email or do whatever I want over there. All right, so these are a few ways that I use this product sales log every single day. I love, love, love the product sales log. So comments below, tell me, do you like the product sales log? Have you already found it? Have you been using it? Or what are you using instead to pull this kind of information outside of Ontraport? Out of Ontraport, or to find these reports that you need in Ontraport. Anyway, give me a comment, maybe tell me something else you'd love me to make a video about, because I'm always looking for ideas. All right, until next week, keep on automating.